Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today, we are continuing on our journey from where I was to where I am now in terms of art with another episode of Golden Oldies. This particular sketchbook is, I'm guessing, 2010 or 2011. I couldn't find an exact date in here, so that's just what I'm going on based off what I was drawing at the time and some of the characters that were in here. So, that's what this sketchbook is. So, I recorded a bunch of audio for this once, and it turns out my microphone was muted because I'm an idiot, so I have to do, some of these I've seen, some of these will be brand new for me. But first up we have a character, I can't remember her name, but I know she was a Sailor Moon fan character, and she was supposed to be Chibiusa's daughter with Helios. And when I designed her, I didn't want to go with the pink theme that sort of continues, like what Chibiusa has, so I remember designing her colors kind of the red, blue, light yellowish, or yellowish accents that Sailor Moon had instead of Sailor Chibi Moon. I'm pretty sure this was intentional. I wasn't just covering up the eyeball, but I can't remember if her original design, because normally, and this is still a bad habit, I have to break myself up. Sometimes when I'll design a character, they'll be facing 3/4 into the left, which doesn't show me what their hair looks like on the right, because usually I just kind of put a big plump over there. So I think that's what I did here, and I was trying to make sure I got it, you know, kind of consistent when she looked the other way, and that meant her hair was in her eye, I guess. I don't know. It's wonky. This whole thing's wonky. Moving on, we have Brooke's character, or Rumi. I'm going to call her Rumi from now on, so that people from my streams know her as. Rumi's character, Lyra, and her son with my character, Caesar Zelos. So this was one of the first drawings I did to convince Rumi that Lyra and Caesar ROCs should have children, because originally she was very gung-ho that they were never supposed to have children. I think I've mentioned that before, but move my phone out of the way here. But this is one of the original pieces I did that sort of broke her resolve here. So this is Lyra breastfeeding her son with Caesar Zelos. It doesn't get retconned necessarily, but her giving birth is a tricky subject nowadays. This is Rumi's character, Echo. She's married to my character, Orpheus, and she's not really a lingerie kind of person, but I wanted to draw like a Valentine's Day piece where she was wearing nice fancy lingerie for him, you know, kind of be sexy and special, so that's sort of what's going on here. Also, why is this torso so long? What is this thigh gap? What is this? What is all of this? I like that bow though, but what is the rest of this? This is, I kind of draw torsos too short nowadays, but I guess back here I went through a long torso phase. Ew, what is on this page? Ew. Is that I think it's like a booger, some goop or something. Well, these were in storage for a while, so I guess it's not surprising that maybe a bug or something got squished in there, but okay, moving on. This is my art Sona and my character Non. I think this was for To Write Love on Our Arms, that anti-suicide charity thing. I think it was like their national day or something, and so I drew a little doodle inspired by that. Here we have Jaku, back when she was a steampunk airship pilot thing. I definitely like all the details on this piece. I like this design a lot, but it's just, I think I ended up shifting it around a bit later, but not taking too many elements away, but this is just not what Jaku is anymore. So I like the design. I might reuse it for something else, but it's just, it's not Jaku anymore. This is my character, Bianca. Her original incarnation, she worked in a brothel, so I guess that's sort of what I was drawing inspiration from here. Her story's changed a bit, but I could see where I was coming from on this. As you can tell, corsets and pinups and stockings have always been a key feature in my art. Moving on, we have my art Sona. So here's the thing. For the longest time, I said persona. And that makes sense when you say persona. But for a long time, I was calling things my art Sona or my hokey Sona or something like that, or fursona, and people were getting confused. Well, I kept saying it right there. People could get confused when I said sauna, so art sauna or first sauna or, you know, things like that, and I was like, why are you talking about saunas? What is so confusing? So I've been trying to correct myself to Sona, persona, art sona, things like that. So if you hear me struggle with that word, it's not because I can't think of it, it's just because I'm trying to correct myself to say it right. So anyway, we have my art sona and Caesar. During a post-high school, I went into a really bad depression, and Leviathan and the story with Rumi was about one of the only things keeping me getting up out of bed every day. That and another really good friend of mine. But I wanted to draw this to sort of represent, you know, me and Caesar as just sort of a, listen, there's good things going on in your life right now, whether you think that or not. Moving on, I think this is my character Nyx, a little stylized chibi version of her, and this is a depressed doodle of me. Here we have another stylized version of my art sona. I like to play around with the semi-old-timey look. It's not exactly right, but it seems like more like anime mixed with old-timey art. But that's definitely one thing I like to play around with. Here we have Jaku in her... What are these legs? What are these legs? What are these legs? That doesn't match. That doesn't... Got a big old head, got some long-ass arms, and these teeny tiny little stick legs. I'm sorry, Jaku. I'm sorry I did this to you. So this is Jaku in her Otaku Cintiq form that I have for Sailor Moon fan story that I've been writing on and off for years or whatever, but this was her design. And I guess at this time I was really struggling with full bodies because for so long it was just been like half body or thigh ups or whatever. And so I definitely was struggling. I still kind of struggle with full bodies, but definitely not as bad as this. Moving on, we have my character Ikai. She is and that's spelled E*Ki. I think Ikai was how I was pronouncing it, or it could be Iki. I like Ikai better. Anyway, I wanted to make an Otaku Senshi or a Sailor Moon fan character out of like your stereotypical green, black-eyed alien kind of thing. So that's what I did. So this is sort of her princess form, I guess. And I really kind of like... I like her as a character. I redesigned her a bit later on. But I definitely like her character. And this kind of puts me in the mood to draw her again. And this is a chibi of her Senshi form. You can kind of see the design I went for there. And this is Caesar. This was either an AU design for the story or a design for the spin-off story Rumi and I have for Leviathan called Faith, which is about like fae and magic and all sorts of other things. So I kind of wanted to just give the Caesar a different look for that. So that's what this is. Here is Sailor Ikai again, just a more full-bodied sort of look for her, so you get a look at, you know, what her outfit looks like with gloves and shoes and such. Here are chibi stylized versions of me and Rumi. At the time, Rumi worked at Walmart pharmacy, so she was almost always wearing these half-sleeve V-neck navy blue shirts and khakis. And of course, that was what I was wearing all the time, t-shirts and jackets and stuff. I was thinking, I guess, about doing comic or slice of life comics or whatever, so I wanted to try and simplify us, but obviously that never got off the ground. This is Rumi's character, Calliope. It was just me playing around, I guess. I ended up finishing this digitally with like a faux construction paper cutout look to it, and it really came out really well. I liked it a lot for a long time. So this is my character Iris. I've talked about Iris on the channel here before. There's a video about her and her relationship with her brother and how complicated and twisted that is. But this is probably one of the first drawings I ever did of her. And it was around this time. It was much simpler and much less Game of Thronesy. So yeah, she was originally going to be an actress, and then I made her into a dancer, which is what she is now. So, first doodle of Iris here, and these little stick chicken legs. I'm glad I grew out of that. So here's some Caesar and Lyra schmoop. They were my OC. Well, they still are one of my OC OTPs, and they were for a long time. So just some smoochy hand kisses and being naked because bodies or whatever. I don't know who this is. I have no earthly idea who this is. So enjoy this, I guess. Whoever she is. Why are her eyes so far apart on her head? And look, I'm still doing that thing where I draw the circle and then I draw like the jaw hanging off of it and then the eyes appear for some... Oh, girl, that's some bad stuff. So here we have me playing with, I guess, construction lines. I guess I wasn't using it a lot at the time. Or I was just getting into it. They're regular for me now. But so here's me working with that, I guess, and here's some chicken sugar skull makeup, because this was around the time I really got into sugar skulls and Dia de los Muertos, and it's still something I love very, very much in a holiday that I really, really appreciate and really, really love. So here's that. Here's some floating heads. No idea who this was going to be, so we have one finished head and then a line. Perhaps it was going to be a couple picture. I don't know who or what this was going to be. And look at these teeny tiny ears. Here's this, whoever this was going to be. You can tell I struggled a lot with proportions because this is obviously supposed to be a more feminine figure, but it's got really broad shoulders and really narrow hips, and it wasn't going to be Lyra, so I'm fairly confident it wasn't going to be that. So as you can tell, I figured out proportions and sizing much later on in life. Again, still playing with this shape thing. Another sugar skull doodle. Like I said, I was really, really into them at the time, and I wanted to draw them a lot. Still really into them. Still want to draw them a lot. More body practice. Like I said, I really struggled with bodies. She got a hog body. Look at this. Like, it's very, very square, very, very samey. Like, if I had finished it, these shoulders were definitely going to be wider than her hips, but it was supposed to be a woman. And generally women they can have wider shoulders and narrower hips, but generally when I draw women, the hips are wider. As you can tell, my thick thighs didn't come until later in life. Oh! I didn't know. Very sorry. Oh, jeez. Why is it, if I'm gonna be demonetized, it's gonna be for naked pictures in my sketchbooks. Sorry, YouTube. Anyway, this is Lyra and she's naked, but hopefully I fixed it and I won't get demonetized for being naked. The anatomy's wonky though. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Never mind. Like, that's full on full frontal nudity too. Jeez, I didn't know that was in here. I would have blocked that beforehand. Here are some more doodles. This is Lyra in like a wedding get-up, because in the original version, her and Caesar got married. We've changed that now. But, I think it might be, no, these are Echo. This is Lyra. So this is Lyra. This is, I'm pretty sure that's Orpheus and Echo. And this is also Echo pregnant. And she's very grumpy when she's pregnant with their kids. So it just says, Orpheus, remember when I said that I loved you? I take it back. Sketch doodle of Maya. Oh, God. I think this is supposed to be like stylized. Those hands aren't too awful, but the rest of this is, y'all. I feel like I gotta cover this just because it's really bad. Here was gonna be somebody with a dress, perhaps. I don't know. You can take a gander at that for yourselves. More working with bodies. I think, God, these bodies are real bad. Look at that. Like, still big heads. I still struggle with that, but these stick limbs. I think originally the story evolved, Leviathan evolved, that it was at one point going to take place during a 1920s inspired era. Like, when throughout the generations, time was going to move forward, kind of like it does here. But it was going to hit like a 1920s era. That's sort of what I was trying to do, like a flapper or something going on here. I don't know. Maya in short shorts and a tied top. I drew something actually similar to this, not just the other day, only it was like a bikini top. So, I mean, my interests never change, but bodies have gotten slightly better. A chibi, I think this was just a base that I made. Also, this eye is huge and this eye is tiny. This is just a base that I made that I finished up digitally and made it into a cute little chibi Maya. More Maya. As you can tell, this is when this kicks in. This might have been around the time we started doing her and Levi's story, so definitely drawing her quite a lot. Still draw her quite a lot. There's some nonsense going on here. Let me fucking tell you. Wow. So this was like, eventually Calliope and Caesar split up because theirs was a marriage of convenience. He ended up getting her pregnant, so that's what she did at the time. They got married and he helped her take care of the kids and start her clothing empire or whatever. But they eventually split up because they're just not compatible. Caesar has his issues, and Calliope, I'm not gonna say isn't strong enough to help him with them, but it's not her responsibility to fix him, essentially. So she does end up leaving, and this was sort of I finished this up digitally. And it had like a window. This became a window, and it was Caesar on a rainy street. And I was really proud of it, but it's, woo. It's nothing to write home about these days, that's for sure. This is Bianca originally. Well, Bianca and Rory do end up together in a sense in the revamp of the story. But originally, she was going to be his first love. Originally, his cousins took him to a brothel on his birthday to lose his virginity, and he meets Bianca, and she's like, "You don't want to do this. We don't have to do this if you don't want to." And so they don't, and they become friends, and they fall in love. So this was her sort of later on, and they're together reaching up to him like, "Rory, love me," sort of deal. Maya, and I think this was a very stylized, I guess, version of Maya. This was when I first got like I think I still have them, actually. It was the sepia microns. I think this is it. Anyway, yeah, I still have these. This was the very first time I'd ever used anything resembling a brush pen. So this was like a sepia micron brush pen that I was practicing. I got it on vacation. I thought it was just the coolest thing ever, but I couldn't figure out how to use it. It's like, I'm not going to use this anymore. So this is actually an Adventure Time fan character based on, what else? Flan. So she was just a cute little flan girl with her little rain boots, and when she walked, her little sleeves would drip off into little flan flan splatters. Some stylizing, some different face practice. I was trying different things out with Maya, and I drew her with short hair a lot for some reason during this period. I guess because I felt like, I don't know, I could. And here's some more practice with Caesar kind of doing the same thing. I think this was Caesar's mother, Aurelia. Yeah, I think this was supposed to be Aurelia, Caesar's mom. I don't know who this is, but this was more brush pen practice, as you can see. Wasn't very good then, not very good now. Better than this, for sure, but, you know, I still struggle with the brush pen. So here's whatever this is. Like, I don't even know what's going on there. There's some construction lines and a body of some sort, and maybe a chair? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Some definitely heavy stylization here with this. This is supposed to be my art sona again. What is this? Like, I know it's supposed to be stylized. I know it's supposed to be kind of wonky, but what is this? Thigh canyon. That's not a thigh gap. That is a thigh canyon going on there. Still kind of dig it, though. Still kind of dig it. A picture of Lyra. Later on, when I finished it, I ended up adding smoke and stuff. I remember the comment on this one. It's like, smoking's bad for your health. You know, because Lyra does it. Something like that. This is supposed to be... I don't know who this is supposed to be. Maybe Orpheus and Nyx, his daughter? I don't know who this was supposed to be, actually, but that is a big, ugly head. A big, ugly head. Woo! Big heads. So, speaking of Rory, here's a sketch I did of him. This was based on Hamlet, I think? The one, like, I just watched the one David Tennant was in, and I was really inspired by a particular scene, and so I drew Rory in that outfit. I ended up finishing his feet on the computer because I didn't make him look right on here. Here's another really wonk body with no character attached to it. Wow. This is... Oh, I know who this is. This is Julius and his granddaughter Nyx, because they have a very good, wonderful relationship. Even if Echo has complicated feelings about her daughter, or Julius, her father, does not. He loves his granddaughter to bits and pieces, so I just drew them being all huggy. More stylized Calliope, just because she was really fun to draw in different styles. So here she is, this kind of a Black Widow thing, because I really liked it. I think I ended up finishing this one on the computer too. And here you have some more doodles. I have a little art block here. I have a little sketch of someone I don't know who. And then I have this doodle thing. It's hard to believe I drew that, but I'm pretty sure I drew that. Moving on, we have this thing. Like I said, I was thinking an art block and I had some design like this sort of stuck in my head. So I tried to sketch it to get it out. So this is my character Orpheus. We had this running gag about him being used to model his mother's dresses when he was younger, and it sort of became like a fetish for him later on to wear dresses. So that's what that is. This is the last one in the book. So this is not art, it's a script a buddy of mine did for our version of Sleepy Hollow. These are some mail order checks if you want those. Wow! Look at that! You can get Looney Tunes checks or Tinkerbell. Wow! I think, oh, this wasn't the last one. Brooke drew this, Rumi drew this one. And that may be it, actually. Okay, yeah, that's Rumi's biggest was the last piece. Oh, more boobies. Hold on. There's more pictures in the back here, but I gotta censor them bits. Okay. So yeah, that's the last that's in the pages. In the back here, we have Lyra. She is topless, so that's why there's a sticky note here. But you can get a good picture of her face, her big hand, and the nasty little stick legs. That was so good at drawing. Is that it? No, there's more hidden back here. Boy, I haven't been through these, so it's like I don't know what's here. Okay, this is all blank paper. Wow, what a waste of paper. So here we have some more. This is I was like, is this Sin? No, this is a prize. I either hosted a contest or was part of an exchange or something, and this was that person's OC, so I drew that for them and ended up finishing it digitally as I did most pieces. Here's a floating head, or the beginnings of a floating head, as it were. Here we have a little comic, I guess. Hold on, let's put this in order. Okay, I know how this goes. So first things first, we'll do this. So here we have, I'm guessing Lyra, and more attempts at guidelines and anatomy and other weird, gross things. So that's what's going on there. And here's a little comic. Like I said, wearing dresses and feminine clothing kind of became a fetish for Orpheus later in life. Not related to any sexual feelings for his mother. That's a Rory-only trait there. But so here is him and Echo kind of playing dress up and doing a little foreplay, and then the door opens. Hold on, no, this way. And their kids catch them. So these are the twins, Erebus and Aether, and their older sister Nyx. And then this was the spicy scene that they walked in on. So that was a look at my sketchbook from 2010, 2011. Lord, I don't know. But if you like what you see, let me arrange some papers here. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can subscribe for a new sketchbook tour from me every single month, a new old sketchbook tour every other month, and an actual tour of my current sketchbook on every month. There's not an old sketchbook tour. Did that make sense? Good. But thank you guys so much for watching. The special shout out to my patrons over on Patreon, Adria Scribble and Parsavail. You guys are awesome. And you can find all my social media in the description below if you're curious. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.